everyone. Today for group Inspirational Talk, I have everyone here, our volunteers, and the topic for today is how to deal with negative emotions. And we welcome everyone. So, Dr. Krutik, Dr. Sweta Singh, Dr. Shreja, Dr. Mamata, Yan, Dr. Mahmood, Dr. Sweta Verma, and many more will join. So, Dr. Krutik, please share your thoughts on the topic.
First of all, congratulations to Dr. Kavitha ma'am as well as KHS study group for bringing up such an innovative topic. Well, this is, I think, to begin with, what I can say is about the greatest quote ever said for Dr. Samuel Hahnemann is by Sir John Ware, the famous Scottish physician. He has said that when great people die, they leave their senses, they leave their wisdom, and they leave their knowledge for the future generations to come. They are not on time, but they are before time, and that still obtains. So the world is now going towards, similar kind of the problem. What homeopathy has said 250 years ago, like I can tell you in a very simple way, is that initially, say for example 25 years ago, there was a concept of physical health. Like if you make a blood report of the person, comes normal, radiological investigation comes normal, other examinations comes normal, then we used to consider that patient as healthy. So the concept of physical health was there. But the same human being takes machine gun, goes into school, kill 100 children. So then the concept of mental health came into play. What homeopathy is telling, that there is a concept of physical health, there is a concept of mental health, and there is a concept of emotional health. And Hahnemann has specifically spoken about emotional health in 224 and 225 aphorism. And why we get sick. Many times emotional causes play a major role in terms of development of the disease. That is aphorism 81 and its footnote. Now coming to the point is how to handle negative emotions. That already has been answered by Hahnemann beautifully in aphorism 261. That are 4 points I can tell you from my perception. Number one is walking. When you walk, there is an endorphin release in the brain. It is a stress buster. It's a very positive, or it brings the psyche of the person very positive. Eventually, he is able to see the same world, but with different perception altogether. So walking is always considered the best exercise. Hahnemann has specifically mentioned, gentle walk on regular basis in the open air under the sun is highly recommended. So that is the first point. Second is about meditation. That's what Hahnemann has also said at many, many places, because Hahnemann was one of the most spiritual medical professional ever lived on the planet. It's like he was a simple clothes, we can say like that. So meditation is something which is, it's like when a person dies, where is his material body and where is his vital body? It's completely different. When we go to sleep, where is our material body and where is our vital body? It's completely different. When a person is undergoing transplant surgery, heart transplant, liver transplant, kidney transplant, where is his material body and where is his vital body? Completely different. The person goes under coma, where is his material body and where is his vital body? Completely different. So meditation is a scientific way proven by the spirituality. It is a scientific way to break the connection between the mind and body. What examples I have given is a natural phenomenon. Scientific way to break the mind and body is meditation. Meditation will bring you a peace in your mind, so that negative emotions which are happening in your life will not affect you anymore, or will affect you to the limited, but it will not affect to your health to a major degree. That is what a word in Indian spirituality said, Satchidanand, always in the serenity of peace, etc., etc. So the first was walking, second was meditation, third is yoga. Yoga is something which it has a very scientific connection. Even Hahnemann in his lesser writings also mentioned certain parts about this, the activity. It's like the way in yoga we balance our body in a very awkward situation, in a very difficult situation, in a very painful situation. Similarly, with the same position, our mind is getting balanced to remain balanced, to remain in calm in a very awkward situation, in a very difficult situation, in a very painful situation. Because ultimately, it is also a fact that, it's I can sum up the talk with an example. It's like an aeroplane. Aeroplane has a takeoff, it has a travel, and it has a landing. So takeoff is the birth of the person, landing is the death of the person. But what travel is, what we say about the problem of travel is turbulence. And in turbulence, the best way how the pilot manages the craft is by navigation. We need to navigate our emotions, because birth is fixed, death is fixed. What you can navigate in terms of higher purpose of your existence as a human being, aphorism 9, is to navigate your emotions. And with these 3 points, any human being, whether it is medical, whether it is non-medical, can definitely navigate his life to the best of his peace and happiness. And that is what I always believe, that we all are living in Kali. Kali. Everybody is unhappy, more or less. Everybody is sad, more or less. But the ultimate thing is how we bring a smile on someone's face, or how we are able to bring a smile on our face in spite of having the problems. So with this, I conclude my talk about a short talk about homeopathy and how to manage the negative emotions. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Krutik. That is very informative and very helpful from homeopathy perspective, and how we can deal it. So thank you so much. And now we will have Yan from California. She would like to share her thoughts.
Hello. Thank you so much, Kavitha, and thank you for your wonderful work and all the wonderful work of everyone at KHA. Beautifully said, Doctor, and as well. And let's see, so thankful for Hahnemann. And I think, yes, even from ancient texts, I think that follows suit. And to me also, yes, it's the terrain, but going inward, which all of those things Dr. previously mentioned, helps us to deal with negative emotions. For me, I also think that other fun thing was I noticed that when I was doing a kidney exercise and I was jumping, kind of like you can bounce or jump. And actually, it's impossible not to smile and laugh. So I recommend that. But I think part of it too, in the going inward process, whether it's being in nature, some sort of a meditation, prayer, is first to step back and notice how, okay, I'm triggered. This is something that's, triggering in me. What is this? What is this? But be kind to oneself. Look at oneself and say, what is this? Even if it's later, if it cannot be immediate, I guess. And then I think for me, what I've noticed is just, I remember when someone asked about what remedies are you and things like that, I had thought, well, in a way, there's all the remedies in us. We are everything. And we are all aspects of the negative emotions too. That's just part of human expression, I think, and feel. And so in that going inward, in that observing place, in that empty bowl where you can look at what's in that emptiness, fill it, and, take that time in that space. I began to say, okay, what do I see in myself as the child that's been hurt? What do I see coming out of that person as the child aspect that is being expressed? And then starting to have just kind of a compassion for myself, seeing them in a bigger picture, having compassion for them, and as well as also the physical processing through the body, walking, jumping, meditation, singing, soothing yourself, prayer, sharing, I think is important too. Not knowing that, you're not the only one perceiving something, reacting to something, and gaining wisdom from others on how they've handled things that have touched them in similar ways. And so I think that kind of, sharing with a confidant and with somebody who's good-hearted and you can trust to express without judgment is also very helpful too. And compassion, I think, is the biggest thing that comes to mind. Well, also, I think observing the terrain. What am I exposing myself to? What do I need to, look at? What is around me as well as what's happening inside? Yes, I think that's just big topic in a nutshell. And for me, I think that's what I have to say on that at the moment. And thank you for the sharing. Dr. Kavitha, you're unmuted, I think. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Jan, for sharing many tips on this topic. And yes, very helpful. And we have Dr. Mamata, who would like to share her thoughts with us.
Thank you, ma'am. I'm Dr. Mamata Kumar, volunteer of KHA Group, Ka Group. So today the topic is how to handle the negative emotions. So I want to give my opinion on that, because I think all emotions are very powerful. They drive the person towards positive. They make the person as a performer if the positive emotions are there, and they make the person if parasite if the negative emotions are there. So because the emotions are very much powerful. So in Bhagavad Gita, the chapter 6 is full of emotions. And that Dr. Daniel Goleman, he also written the book on that emotional intelligence. So what I understood how to handle the negative emotions by 2 tips, I feel. So what is the tip number 1 is every negative incident has a positive intent. So how we see that incidents, that is also very whether you are able to hear me, ma'am?
Yes,
I'm
can
audible.
hear.
Huh. So I think every negative incident has a positive intent. So we have to search what positive things we learned from that incident instead of brooding over and sulking over that incident, because then only you can perform well further, and otherwise that memories will drain you out because of that bad memories. And tip number 2 is identify 3 positive messages which with from that incidences, because whenever we get the depressed patient, we tell them to write down the 3 positive things about yourself. Then only that you will understand what strength you are having or what weaknesses. So when we give that positive strokes to that person, then he develop that confidence himself, and then only he can come out of depression. The only medicines along with the counseling, like that only we can bring that person out of depressions. So we know that basic model of man is a thinking, feeling, purpose, commitment, action, and result. So man himself is energy and gets affected by similar fields around him. Like thinking and feeling are a constant communication with each other and come together for the purpose, and then born a commitment to undertake the action. And when action was undertaken, then it is bound to produce the result. So I want to end this topic with this, the very positive mantra to sun. That sun is a god of positive energy. So I want to give that powerful source of vibrance, then physical energy and mental resilience by this mantra to everybody, because this is so powerful that it will just vanish that darkness around you in the form of negative energy. So that mantra is like Om Japa Kusuma Sankasham Kashapeyam Mahatyutim Tamorim Sarva Papagnam Pranatosmi Divakaram. So what is that? The meaning I'll just tell you that, oh God, who is magnificent like a hibiscus flower, and to you the blessed son of Kashyapa, how powerfully radiant, to you the fierce of enemy of darkness, and one who washes away all the sins, to you brilliant infinite light, I humbly bow. So thank you all for the patient listening, and thank you Kavitha ma'am for giving me the wonderful opportunity to tell my talk about this about negative emotions, and thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Mamata. That is amazing. Like the Surya Graha mantra, and that is very needed for everyone. So today we are learning so many new tips in new ways we can impress and make everyone how it can help them. So now we have another one, Dr. Sweta Verma, who would like to share her thoughts.
Hi, ma'am. Thanks for welcoming me. Today's topic is really very interesting. I would like to speak few lines about this topic. I personally like this topic because we have heard about positive thinkings many a times. Like whenever any of our friend or relative feels low or in a bad situation, what we do is we just advise him to stay positive, be calm, and we try to console him anyhow, and we try to advise him. But when we ourselves come into some kind of bad situation, or like in a situation which is making us low, many negative thoughts come in our mind. Like we start worrying, we start having fear of something, we start blaming others, we start comparing, and feeling jealous and feeling resentful even to others. So uh, see, what we feed is what we feed inside is what we bring out from us. So emotions, they are like a diet. There is an emotional diet what we are getting from outside. Like I always tell you that you are having a positive aura. The people who are near you, they must be having a positive aura from, they must be getting a positive aura from you. They must be getting strong emotions and positive thoughts because of you. So likewise, when we have such kind of people around us, or when we become such kind of people, we feel a positive aura around us. So what we feed is what we bring out. So everything depends on our diet. That is emotional diet. See what emotional diet is, the information we are getting from the world. Like some people, what I have seen, that they just get up in the morning and they just start reading newspapers, which carries a lot of bad news in it, that somewhere someone has stolen this and someone has died, and such kind of informations are there. See, when we wake up in the morning, we should connect ourselves to something spiritual knowledge, or we can connect ourselves to the touch of nature, rather than spending time, and this is my personal view, rather than spending time sitting in front of the TV and getting some kind of news, some kind of bad news, which makes us feel low whole day. So this is the thing, we start feeding ourselves in the morning, and that makes us low during the day. So what I feel, we should be in touch of the nature, or we can have some spiritual information so that our day goes well. So if we feed something good in us, some good in emotions in us, we can we can have a good day with that. So I think this is from my view, our emotional diet is very important. And sometimes we also need emotional detox also, like detox from such kind of informations. So what I feel, we should see positive, we should hear positive, and we should think positive. Like three monkeys, like three Gandhiji's monkeys, what he said, I think that matters here.
Thank you so much, Dr. Sweta Verma. That is interesting, and with this emotional diet, it really makes difference. Thank you. And we have now our Chief Administrator, Dr. Sweta Singh, would like to share her thoughts.
Thank you so much, ma'am. And it is so beautiful to listen everybody's thoughts about how to overcome or handle the negative emotions. And so basically, negative emotions are so natural whenever, some persons, circumstances, and situations are not in our favor. So in this competitive world, it is natural to be jealous, sad if you loses somewhere. But if you overcome such negative emotions, feelings like hatred, anger, sadness, jealousy, we actually won. So important is to cope up with these emotions that lower your self-esteem, your energy levels. Just acknowledge and recognize your negative emotions. Just accept your mistakes and say sorry if you might have done anything wrong. This will definitely help your inner self uh, to relieve that guilt if there is any. If you feeling low, engage yourself with the things you love. You can paint, you can watch your favorite movie, you can sing, you can dance, you can play games, and spend times with your friends, family. Talk to them your heart out. And if you're frustrated with something, just go out, travel, and explore new places with the loved ones. Just take a break and come back with more energy, and identify the source that gives you that negative energy. Distance yourself from that thing, that toxic person, and but don't keep ill feelings about anything. Forget and forgive, and all this will empower you, make you more stronger. Last but not the least, experiences always makes you a better person. Maybe you lose at some point there, you always learn something and other, which makes you stronger, smarter, and wiser. And be hopeful and try harder. uh, in your ebook, the spirituality with Kavitha, I have already mentioned, like, I wrote about positive attitude. So in that write up, I have mentioned just plan for a better future, open to changes, smile, inspire and get inspired, be thankful, impossible, always say I am possible. So just try and value your instinct, be enthusiastic. All this will make your mind positive, and the mantra is be yourself. Thank you, Dr. Kavitha, for this opportunity to speak my feelings about how to cope up with these natural negative emotions. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Sweta. It is very important, and we love all those tips. Now we have Dr. Shrija with us from USA. She's our coordinator.
Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Shrija Aravalli. It's good to see you all today. I'm surrounded, first of all, I'm surrounded by so many positive people and glad to be the part of this group. And coming to the topic, how to handle negative emotions. Like every person faces this situation in some or the other part of the life. Like the situation comes to them in such a way, like it might be the person surrounded by the situation, or else in the professional life, in the personal life, in some or the other way, he faces some negative situation. So like I personally feel that the best way to get over this situation is that the person has to change the mindset. The perspective he looks at the situation is the main point in changing one's mind. Like it comes through a practice. It's not that easy the way we speak, but it usually comes to comes with the practice. Like some of the main points are replacing the negativity in your surrounding. Like what we let into our mind will have an impact on day-to-day life. So we have to what we let is within us. Like what we take. Let the situation might be the negative, let the person be negative surrounded by us, but what we take from them is within us. So we have to inculcate that habit of taking only positive from the people. Other point is like we have to exercise daily. Like we can practice yoga, or else going for a walk, daily walk, or else practicing meditation and doing some yoga asanas and all. That will have huge impact to our life. Like it will have a positive impact, gradually changing our mindset. And venting out the emotions is the best way to let go of your emotion, like your negative thoughts. Like if we feel person is safe, it's best to vent out our emotions, because that will lessen your burden. Like how whenever your heart is like heavy, or your brain is stuffed with every negative emotion, like you have to vent out the emotion with a person, or else your friend, or else family, whoever you feel safe. That's the best way. And I feel we have to be grateful to our life. Like gratitude, we have to be gratitude to everything, like to the person or else the life we have. So that being like gratitude, like expressing the gratitude is like the it makes a situation very positive. And writing a journal, like you have, that's the best way. If you don't feel like vending out to a person, you can write a journal, that so that your emotions will be safe with you and you can vent out everything. So I think this is the best way to vent out our emotions. And we being a homeopath, we work on this. Like we'll try to take all the like we counsel the patient about this. Like we consider all the mental and emotional points as a main thing, and give the remedy, or else we choose the remedy. So this is my perspective on this topic. Thank you so much, ma'am, for giving this opportunity.
Thank you so much, Dr. Shrija, for sharing your thoughts, and that is very informative. And now we have Dr. Bhavana with us from India. Please,
Madam, namaste.
Dr. Bhavana.
Yeah, namaste. I'm very thankful to you, madam, because just recently I took up a short-term course with yoga. So all that I have to share my views and my experiences with yoga, because as homeopathic doctors, we are this is very relevant to us, because we keep talking to patients, tell them you reduce your emotions or think positively, but how to do all that? And only when we experience that process of unloading our negative things, then only we can help them better. So what actually through yoga that I understand, that we all exist in these 5 layers, the physical body and the mental, and then we have our logical rational thinking, the intellectual. And I understand there are some areas where we need to handle it so emotionally, like as when we feel negative, we have to deal with the person, talk to them, express our views. This is one way. The other way is what we understand at the level of Vijnanamaya Kosha. Talk to people, be with satsang, people who vibrate in your terms, and then read lot of spiritual books. I think that will definitely help us also, and help our patients. I read lot of Paramahamsa Yogananda's books. That has really given me lot of strength dealing with my own stress, and as well as helping my patients also. So this is another way of coping with our negative. Whenever we feel very negative vibes, we just have to stay away from that place, or else be with that, and then try to see how best we can make ourselves in that situation. So I feel lot of books meditation, and then being with good people, being with people who motivate you, who always keep you in positive vibes. I know that is very much essential to cope up with negative emotions. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Bhavana. That is absolutely true. And now I will take my turn. Everyone has said everything. I echo all of your thoughts. And today, like we from 8 people, so much information we are giving to the society, how we can deal these negative emotions. And so first thing is, there are several ways, but the way we take it is, when you get hurt, first do not take it as personal, serious. What others say is it's their behavior. From their perspective, they speak, and it is nothing about you. So that thing, if we keep it in our mind, and their behavior depends upon their mood, their attitude at that time. So it is again not about you. And so we cannot change the other person's attitude. And sometimes we feel like we have invested all our life in our friends, family members, and everywhere. And we feel like we do not get back same degree, the return. And people may remember and may forget. And some remember throughout their life. And the simple thing is, the basic universal law also, like once we give, we get it back. So in order to receive respect, appreciation, love, first we need to give to other person, then only we get that in return, because this hurt will be gone once we feel full, happy, energetic, positive. So it is like you're depositing in a bank. So what, and when you go back to the bank, you have to get it back, right? So the same thing with the person. So in case if they do not have it, you have to give them. This is like a simple truth and math, which we have documented in the book. And the other way is, since you cannot change the person or view, we have to accept them. And a person with ego do not accept the truth, and like when you find fault. So the best way is remove your ego and jealousy, and then accept everyone. And the other techniques like meditation, yoga, exercise, and everything has to be there. Ventilating emotions is best, because if once it gets in our heart, it is too heavy and it is toxic. So as many of you have said, like documenting and journals, documenting the problem, then it becomes small. And I always say that, like a coin, it has two sides. So we have to it will not be the same. So we have to accept the way it is. And so that's all. And we have Dr. Nancy Gills, who shared her thoughts. It's a sudden surprise, spontaneous recording, and we will share it here. And again, you have a choice to take the negative emotions, just stop it, like Gautama Buddha said. Okay. So thank you all. And it is really wonderful and great information.
For spontaneous inspirational talk, I have Dr. Nancy Gills with me. And Dr. Nancy, I would give you a topic, how to deal with negative emotions.
Well, the first thing I would like to say, Kavitha, and thank you very much for inviting me to do this little segment. Negative emotions happen because of our perception of a situation. That is all. It is our perception. It can be a delusion, it can be an illusion, or it can be inspirational. But mostly negative emotions are tagged. We name it negative because we take it personally. So we feel something, we already have a narrative set up for that emotion to fit into. It's like going into your library and you go across the row of books, you say, oh yeah, that one is exactly right. It fits this perfectly. This is the story of this feeling. And I know that feeling because I've had it before. It relates to some type of trauma or woundedness I've had in the past. And so I call it and I name it this: anger, low self-esteem, righteous indignation, any one of these type of rubrics, as we would call it, we tag that emotion. And then it's negative. And then we say, see, I'm justified in feeling that way because I've had it before. And you start the whole story. And that story is very comfortable because it's an old story. So the way in which to change the narrative and not be affected by a negative emotion, if the negative emotion is affecting you, then you have to change the narrative. You have to look at that and say, this is very impersonal. I'm not going to take this personally. It's very impersonal. I'm looking at it with equanimity and saying, oh, that happened. That's interesting. And I feel it here in my body. And I feel it here in my mind. And that's interesting. I've felt that feeling before. Do I want to carry that with me now? Do I want to imprint it again, like a rubber stamp again, into my heart and soul, into whatever body organ I'm feeling it in? Or as the Buddha said, it's the second arrow. I get hit with the arrow. I pull the arrow out. I pick up the arrow. I put it back in again and keep stabbing myself with it. Do I want to do that? As I say in my book, is it a deposit in my health account or a withdrawal? Do I want to invest in that emotion? Is it going to add to my bottom line of health and happiness and well-being, feeling that feeling? However justified I feel about it, it's an old pattern. Do I want to change that pattern, operate on a higher frequency, a frequency that brings me joy, my birthright, happiness, harmony? Do I want to be there? If I want to be there, I have to look at that emotion as impersonal. That happened. Oh, interesting. Name it and reframe it. Another of my favorite sayings. Name the emotion and reframe it. Either get rid of it, pull it out, pluck it out like a weed out of your being, never to be recognized again, and throw it away on the side of the road. That's it. Burn it. That's it. And put another thing in there, another emotion. You can also do comparatives. You could think, well, what would be the opposite of that emotion? If I felt wounded, what would make me feel happy? And then imagine. You said something before about co-creation, and that is what we do when we imagine our destiny, our life, our plan. We're co-creating with the universe, with the divine. The divine doesn't recognize those negative emotions. It doesn't fit in that frequency. It actually doesn't live there. It's impossible for it to be there. So if you stay in that light, you can't even recognize that anymore. It doesn't even ring true. Truth, as you said before, is what rings. We're hardwired for the truth. So if that feeling feels negative to you, it's not the truth. Therefore, it's an illusion, it's a delusion. And therefore, we unravel it, just unravel it. How did it get there? What's it full about? Usually, it's the same pattern over and over again. And you know it, you recognize at some point, you have to let it go. If you want to be at peace, you just say, I'm not doing that anymore. Is it a deposit in my account or a withdrawal? Do I want to invest in that? And we just let it go. It takes practice. You can hold it one hand like a wounded bird and let it fly away. You can do many imageries with that feeling, but don't give it authenticity. Don't buy into a bad company because you're going to lose all your money. So it's not a good investment. you don't want to do it, you'll go bankrupt. You have to start all over again, building up like the three little pigs. The house is blown down. You got to build it all over again. So you might as well just recognize what's the truth and just let it go. That's what I would say.
Thank you, Nancy. It is wonderful. And I'm so happy that spontaneously I gave you and you're able to make it. Yes, Dr. Nancy, as you said, Gautam Buddhas, we have a choice. Whatever the thing outside people throw at us, we have a choice to take it or not. If it is appreciation and good for health, we will take it. If it is not good for health, it is toxic, we have a choice. Don't take it and it goes to them.
That's it. We have choice. That's exactly right. And choice is the foundation of co-creation. We co-create with the divine, with the universe, and we have choice what we want to put in our basket, what we don't. So if we want to keep on that level of love and light and the law of the universe, then we don't buy into the negativity. It's not easy. We're human. We have things, we've suffered. But the recognition of that and the practice of recognizing it, becoming aware, and then taking it out and reframing it, that's the stuff of life. That's what makes us human, right? And divine.
Thank you so much, Nancy. You have given so much information, and really that is refreshes our soul. And thank you once again. You liked our book, A Dose of Spirituality with Kavitha. It is now totally into the spirituality stage, or accepting everyone for who they are, and it's just that way also we can make ourselves healthy and happy. So
right, that's a beautiful way to put it. Except for there, you can't be someone else. You couldn't be someone else if you tried. It's impossible. You can only be you. So celebrate your own uniqueness, self-esteem, love who you are, and all of your individuality. No one else can be you either. It doesn't need to measure up to somebody else if you like them or hope they approve of you or any of that. That's all delusion. The happy joyousness is, wow, this is me. There's only one me. And here I am, Lord. And whatever, this is going to make the best of my life for my good and the good of everyone involved. So we're all in this together. We're all one whole. And there's only one you. So be it.
Wonderful. And Dr. Nancy just got our book, and she will be reviewing and let us know the feedback. And thank you so much for being our speaker and on the Inspirational Talk. We will see you again, Dr. Nancy, at our
Inspirational Talk. And thank you, Kavitha, for everything you do for the world, actually. And your vibrational frequency is felt throughout the whole net. Indira's net, right? The whole net is grateful to you.
Thank you so much, and wishing in advance happy Mother's Day.
Same to you. Same to you. Thank you.
Ma'am, please unmute yourself.
So that was very nice message from Dr. Nancy. And thank you so much, Dr. Sweta. And so if anyone has anything, please share before we end. Today's topic is amazing. We have so much from everyone. And whenever we get low, we can grab this information and cheer up ourselves and get better. Thank you all. And anyone wants to say before we end? So all good? Thank you all again, and we will see again at our next inspirational talk. So Dr. Sweta will end the session.